Don't look now and definitely don't look down. But skyscraper climbing has come to be a full-blown trend in Russia. The phenomenon is terrifying in its sheer, stupid simplicity. You find high buildings and landmarks that are grossly dangerous to climb, and then you scale them, without the benefit of a safety harness. Of course, as is the case with most social media-fueled trends nowadays, it only counts if you chronicle the experience through pictures or video. Despite its surging popularity, this high-risk aerial climbing trend is wholly and entirely illegal. But if a 1,000-foot skyscraper isn't going to deter a Russian thrill-seeker, the threat of police enforcement probably isn't going to do the trick either. Russian daredevils. The rising trend and why it's so popular. The origins of what is known as skywalking or roof-topping can be traced back to Murat Dupri, the now 22-year-old who was a teenager when, in 2011, he began climbing up the rooftops of famous Moscow landmarks and other high-rise structures and tracking his journey with his camera. Dupri became equally adept at sneaking past security guards and evading authorities as he was at scaling buildings that probably weren't meant to be scaled. Although extremely unsafe, the dangerous activities certainly produced some spectacular photo and video imagery, so the evidence of Dupri's adventures soon spread quickly across the internet. In September of 2011, the Skywalker's acrophobic pictures caught on and were featured on sites across the world. Pictures show the then-teen standing atop historic structures like the Peter I Monument and the Moscow Tower, while devoid of any assistance in safety gear. The skywalking pioneer made himself known in November of that year, being interviewed in Russia's multilingual, far-reaching Russia Beyond the Headlines newspaper. In the interview, Dupri revealed that the views he is able to capture through his climbs greatly outweigh the inherent risks that he takes. This balance between trying to avoid glamorizing something so dangerous and reckless while still celebrating the awesome spectacle of the images became an ongoing challenge for news and blogging outlets. Even as teens like 19-year-old Vitaly Raskolov were getting arrested after climbing a pair of bridges in Vladivostok, the photos that came out of these perilous acts were winning awards, including one as a part of the Telegraph UK's 2012 Best of Russia photography competition. Shocking deaths. The 2012 arrest of Raskolov and two other skywalkers offered some level of warning over the perils of this extremely unsafe activity, although it barely scratched the surface as to the degree of danger assumed in participating in such a poorly thought-out stunt. As the popularity surrounding skywalking and roof-topping escapades began to surge in early 2012, so did the measures to try and prevent them. With a Facebook-spawned Mothers Against Skywalking group being formed in protest of the fad, the police increasing their presence in recognized skywalking hubs, and even arresting teens found loitering nearby. Recognizing the level of threat and the widespread nature of the viral phenomenon, Russian government officials have launched a safe selfie public campaign in recent years, urging teens to exercise more caution in snapping pics of themselves with the tagline, "Even a million likes on social media are not worth your life." However, even an increased awareness and diligence on the part of authorities failed to entirely protect Russian teenagers from themselves as part of this ill-advised trend. In 2015, Andriy Retrovsky, an experienced and prolific 17-year-old Russian skywalker, plunged 9 stories to his death, ironically while trying to give the appearance that he was falling off of a roof. Tragically, the rope failed to absorb his weight, sending him into a free fall that was slightly cushioned by bushes. Despite the cushioning, local media outlets reported that he succumbed to extensive injuries in a hospital hours later. Retrovsky is not the only young daredevil to have given his life to the extreme, selfie-oriented sport of skywalking. A number of other deaths have been linked to the craze, including a French tourist in Australia who fell from a tower in Melbourne's central business district. There were reports back in 2012 of 5 Russian skywalking teens falling to their deaths in Chernobyl after gusts of wind knocked them off their precarious perches, although those reports have remained unconfirmed. World records. No official records exist for skywalking, ostensibly because even Guinness World Records, the preeminent authority on boundary-pushing excellence that has recognized grotesque feats such as heaviest weight pulled with eye sockets, finds the act to be so dangerously ill-advised and not fit to be legitimized with a record. But skywalkers live by the mindset that the sky is the literal limit, setting their own bars in a constant bid to outdo one another and themselves. In early 2014, Raskolov and partner Vadim Markhorov set a new standard for extreme skywalking by climbing to the top of the Shanghai Tower in China, the second tallest building in the world after Dubai's Burj Khalifa. Thanks to the GoPro video cameras affixed to their heads, the two documented the entire climb as they continued to the top of the tower and even further along its still under construction scaffolding extension. The video, which shows Raskolov and Markhorov appearing all smiles as they look down while literally up in the clouds. This marked a new highest height for the duo, who had previously conquered the Eiffel Tower in Paris and the Shard in London. YouTube popularity and social media. The breathtaking imagery afforded by these skywalking endeavors make it a natural fit for the social media universe. After all, it was the spread of images from Dupree's exploits that helped skywalking's rapid and troubling growth. A Google image search for skywalking returns an endless stream of high-octane photos that are alternately adrenaline-sparking and terror-inducing. Video of the GoPro captured Shanghai Tower climb of Raskolov and Markhorov has now accumulated nearly 50 million views on YouTube. The two young men, however, owe a debt of gratitude to Dupree, who launched the extreme and underground, well, technically very above-ground sport, into widespread fame and infamy with the now iconic Skywalker YouTube video, which was uploaded on January 7th, 2012. We at The Richest remind you to not try this at home. But thank you for watching our video. Here are some other videos that we think you might like, and don't forget to click thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks!